Gilligan's Island of the Dead by Jerry Kokich. Pilot, 3 more hours. Exterior Hawaii aerial day. Stock establishing of Honolulu. Sun, surf, surfers, gorgeous bikini-clad babes, hula dancers, the whole Hawaiian thing. Music under, heavy metal cover of the Gilligan's Island theme. Exterior Honolulu Harbor day. Yes, that harbor, instantly recognizable. The heavy metal cover of the themes morphs into ukulele music played by a small band at the end of a dock in front of the SS Minnow. This minnow is anything but minnow-sized. A 90-foot sailing yacht. She carries 3 masts and her polished mahogany glows in the sun. This spacious deck has lounge chairs and sun pads. A fully stocked bar can be seen through the sliding glass doors. Beautiful people in swimsuits sun themselves as colorfully clothed waiters and waitresses serve drinks. Gilligan, 20s, lean and wiry, the first mate, busies himself with a quick polish here, tightening of the rope there. He looks gangly and clumsy, but he's really sure-footed and a good sailor. The skipper, 40s, thick-set, tanned with a gleam in his eye and a spring in his step, wearing white chinos and a blue polo shirt, strides across the deck, greeting old friends and making new ones. The professor, 30s, in khakis and a t-shirt, a backpack slung over one shoulder, comes down the dock, hands his ticket to a girl dressed as a hula dancer at the foot of the gangplank, then heads up to the deck. The skipper comes over and shakes the professor's hand.
Welcome aboard the SS Minnow.
Thanks, she's a beauty.
Thank you, sir.
He indicates the professor's backpack.
I can put that in one of our lockers if you like.
Yes, that'd be great.
He gives him the backpack.
Whoa, what do you got in there? Body parts?
Yes, how'd you know?
They both laugh. Then the skipper walks off with the backpack. Marianne, a Hawaiian girl in her 20s, comes aboard and bumps into the professor.
Oh, excuse me, my dear.
Oh, no, that was my fault. I can never seem to get my sea legs.
I could help you with that. It's just a question of knowing where to put your weight.
They walk away, chatting. Thurston Howell III, 60s, and his wife, Lovey, come up to the gangplank. Thurston's a kindly-looking gentleman, like your favorite uncle. Lovey, in a Hawaiian shirt and slacks, looks around the harbor, her face obscured by a big sun hat. Gilligan runs up to greet them.
Hi there, I'm the first mate, Gilligan.
Well, good morning, First Mate Gilligan. We're the Howells.
Oh, yes, Mr. Howell. Welcome aboard.
Call me Thurston, my boy.
He gives them a friendly pat on the shoulder.
And this is Lovey.
Lovey turns to face Gilligan. She's in her late 20s, blonde, gorgeous, and her open Hawaiian shirt reveals a bikini top and lots of cleavage.
Hi.
Gilligan is stunned.
Hi, welcome aboard the Minnow. The bar is always open in salon and there are lounge chairs on the sun deck.
Fantastic. Come on, Lovey. I need one of those drinks with the little umbrellas.
He gives her a kiss on the cheek, stuffs a $100 bill into Gilligan's shirt pocket, and heads forward. Lovey gives Gilligan a sexy wink, then follows Thurston. Gilligan stands there, looking at Lovey as she walks away. A statuesque African-American woman in an evening gown strides up the gangplank. Ginger is a drag queen in his 30s.
Ahoy, Gilligan.
Gilligan spins around.
Ginger, the day is perfect.
They hug.
What are you going to be singing today?
Oh, the usual Man Done Me Wrong torch songs and my tribute to Don Ho.
I never get tired of Tiny Bubbles.
He did.
As Ginger walks onto the boat, the professor and Marianne stroll by.
As my Navy SEAL friends say, pain is your friend. Pain lets you know you're not dead yet.
Were you a Navy SEAL?
A lean, tough man with a haunted look, Jake Hale, hears this exchange and glances over. He recognizes the professor, and his look is not friendly.
No, I'm a bioengineer. I've done some work for the government.
But if you told me more, you'd have to kill me, right?
Well, not right away.
The professor and Marianne pass the Howells, who have found a couple of lounge chairs and some umbrella-topped drinks. Lovey seems nervous. Howell keeps smiling like he hasn't a care in the world.
Lovey, can't you relax?
When she thinks no one can hear, her voice gets lower and she sounds very, very smart.
Well, actually, no, I can't. Feels like we're being watched.
Well, you're being watched by every man aboard. Makes me look really good. Anyway, we're just a couple of New York tourists on a pleasure cruise.
I'm just a step away from a long prison sentence.
Everything that can be traced back to us has been deleted by the best. No one will ever be able to retrieve any of the files.
He checks his gold Rolex.
The money is all in the Caymans by now, and everyone who knew anything about it, aside from us, is at the bottom of the Hudson River. We just have to lay low for a while, then it's off to South America.
I wish I had your confidence about this. If we're caught...
Don't even say it. I've thought of everything. Now, just sit right back and enjoy the cruise.
A waiter, 20s, comes up.
May I get you anything?
Lovey holds up her drink, smiles, and puts on the ditzy voice.
Oh, I'd love another one of those Singapore sings. I mean Singapore slings.
The waiter returns a smile, staring at her chest.
Of course, right away.
Howell sees him looking at Lovey and locks eyes with him. For just a second, his friendly manner disappears, and he gives the waiter a look that freezes his blood. Just as quickly, his friendly manner returns, but the waiter got the message. The waiter heads for the bar, passing a lady tourist, typical stern-faced, who marches up to the skipper.
Captain,
Oh, just call me Skipper, ma'am. Everybody.
don't get familiar with me, young man. I want to know how safe this boat is.
The Minnow is one of the safest boats you'll ever be on.
Well, of course you'd say that.
Only 'cause it's true.
And this 3-hour cruise of yours?
Safe as can be, ma'am. We'll never be out of sight of land or out of radio and phone contact.
Are you certain nothing can happen?
My dear lady, the only things certain in life are death and taxes.
That's not very reassuring.
How about this? We've never lost a passenger.
There's always a first time for everything.
She walks away. Gilligan comes up.
She didn't look happy.
Some people just don't want to be.
Gilligan looks up at the skipper.
I do, and I am, because I'm here with you.
The skipper smiles.
I love you.
I love you too.
He gives the skipper a quick kiss. Act 1. Exterior Honolulu Harbor, day. The Minnow motors out of the harbor. The sky is clear, the day beautiful. Exterior, the sea, day. When the Minnow reaches open water, Gilligan and the rest of the crew expertly raise sail under the skipper's watchful eye. Interior, SS Minnow, day. In the salon, Ginger sings while a pianist plays. The song can be heard in the background in the following scenes. Exterior, SS Minnow, day. The skipper listens to Ginger's mournful tones as he scans the horizon. He's worried. He heads towards the wheelhouse, passing Marianne, standing at the rail. Marianne stares out at the sea. The sound of voices in Marianne's head rises in the background. As the sound increases, one voice, Marianne's, rises above them all.
I just need to get some sleep.
Her knuckles go white as she grips the rail. Her eyes go dark. Interior Minnow wheelhouse, day. The skipper enters. Mr. Johnson, the helmsman, 40s, is at the wheel.
Mr. Johnson, any more word on the weather?
Same as before, Skipper. Moderate winds, but no storm warnings.
Okay, stay on it.
Aye, aye.
Let me know if the forecast changes.
Aye, aye, sir.
The skipper exits. Exterior SS Minnow, day. The skipper comes out of the wheelhouse. The professor sees him.
Excuse me, but where's the head?
Ah, the man's a sailor.
Oh, I've spent some time on the water.
The gent's head is down those stairs to the right. Oh, and here's the key to your locker.
Thank you, Captain.
Oh, just call me Skipper. Captain is so formal.
Skipper it is. Everyone just calls me Professor.
Professor it is.
The professor looks at the locker key.
Number 7.
Lucky?
Not particularly.
Well, maybe that'll change today.
The professor nods and heads down the stairs. As soon as the coast is clear, Jake appears and follows the professor. Interior SS Minnow, day. The professor comes out of the head. Jake is standing there.
I never thought I'd see you again, Colin.
Excuse me?
Don't tell me you've forgotten one of your patients.
I'm afraid you have me confused with someone else.
He tries to push past, but Jake gets right up in his face.
I may not have known your real name, but I never forget a voice, or a face, or what you did.
I did my job. Just because you were too weak to do yours, don't blame me.
Too weak. We'll see who's too weak.
He grabs the professor by the throat and drags him into the engine room. Interior, Minnow's engine room, day. Jake drags the professor in by his throat.
Too weak?
He lifts the struggling professor clean off his feet.
Too weak? Then break free, you bastard!
The professor sees a fire extinguisher hanging beside him.
Okay.
He grabs it and slams it into Jake's head. Jake drops the professor, staggers away, falls into a row of switches. Alarms!
What have you done?
Jake shakes off the effects of the hit and charges the professor. They slam into one of the engines, ripping several hoses free. Fuel sprays onto the floor. The skipper and Gilligan burst into the room.
What the?
The professor breaks free from Jake, runs to the skipper.
He's insane. He's trying to kill me.
Jake pulls a gun.
No! No!
Jake fires. A ricochet hits the fuel on the floor, igniting it. Fire!
Out! Out! Everybody out!
Fire extinguishing foam starts to fill the room, but the fire's out of control. The skipper grabs the professor and Gilligan and throws them out the door. He follows, then turns to see Jake standing in the middle of the flames.
Come on, get out of there!
None of us are getting out of here alive.
A wall of fire shoots across in front of the skipper, driving him back. Interior minnow wheelhouse day. Johnson has had his hands full at the fire control panel. He grabs a microphone.
Engine room! Engine!
He looks up to see black clouds and a wall of water.
Holy Mother of God!
Exterior SS Minnow day. A raging storm hits out of nowhere. Rain, lightning, thunder. The skipper and the professor come up onto the deck, right into the middle of total chaos. People running, screaming, total panic. Interior SS Minnow day. Jake walks out of the engine room, his clothes charred and blackened. The minnow lurches sideways, throwing Jake into a bank of lockers. Locker doors crash open as Jake falls unconscious to the floor. The professor's backpack flies out of number 7, hits the opposite wall and bursts open. Human body parts, wrapped in plastic, tumble out and float in the rising water around Jake. Interior minnow wheelhouse day. The skipper is on the radio.
Mayday! 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 This is the SS Minnow, over! Can anybody... Damn it!
He throws the mic down and heads out onto the deck. Exterior SS Minnow day. The sky is black, the waves tower over the boat. Rain pounds down on the deck. Screams, lightning, thunder. The mainmast snaps in half. Whipped by the wind, the top half and its sails spin down towards the deck, chopping people to pieces like a blender. The skipper stumbles across the deck.
Abandon ship! Get to the life raft! Gilligan!
Gilligan fights to get to the skipper.
Skipper!
The wind picks up one of the lounge chairs, sends it flying through the air. It slams into the skipper, throwing him off the boat into the swirling off.
No!
A part of the broken mast swings down and knocks Gilligan to the deck. End of Act 1. Act 2. Exterior beach day. The storm is over. From a clear blue sky, the sun beats down on a deserted tropical island. The white sand beach strewn over with bits and pieces of what's left of the SS Minnow. And bodies. Gilligan is lying face down on the sand. He rolls over. His eyelids flutter and open. He gets to his knees, looks around. A few yards away, the busted nameplate of the Minnow washes ashore. S in. Gilligan gets to his feet, tears rolling down his face.
Skipper? Skipper?
He looks up to see the skipper wading out of the surf, with the professor under one arm and Marianne draped over his shoulder.
Skipper!
Gilligan runs into the water.
Skipper!
Take her! I've got him!
They get the two to dry land and put them down on the sand. Gilligan wraps his arms around the skipper.
I thought I'd lost you. I thought I'd lost you.
It's okay, little buddy. I'm here. I found you unconscious on the shore, then saw those two floating in the wreckage.
Is there anybody else?
They see Ginger and Mr. Howell helping Lovey Howell out of the water. The three come over and join the rest. They look at the wreckage and the bodies. Silence. They're the only survivors. Ginger sheds one tear.
God damn it!
Hey, look!
He points to one of the inflatable covered life rafts from the Minnow, floating just offshore. He and the skipper run into the surf to drag the raft onto the beach.
We could have used that.
I don't think anybody got to these. It's empty.
Is that all that's left of your boat? Ship?
Seems so.
I hope you're insured.
The skipper starts checking inside the raft.
Well, nobody's gonna starve. The raft has enough emergency rations to last over a week for the 7 of us. We'll be out of here long before that.
He pulls out 2 flare guns and a package of cartridges.
2 guns, 6 cartridges.
Howell pulls out his cell phone.
Good thing I saved this. I'll call the Coast Guard.
I don't think you're gonna get many bars out here, wherever here is, but this
He pulls out the satellite phone in a waterproof case from a compartment in the raft.
will work anywhere on the planet. This and the EPIRB,
The what?
EPIRB, Emergency Position Indicating Radio Beacon. I programmed them to start transmitting automatically if the alarm systems got tripped. There's one in each life raft.
He pulls out the phone's antenna, punches a few keys, and puts it to his ear. Nothing. He punches a few more keys. Nothing.
I thought you said that would work anywhere on the planet.
It should. Anywhere but here.
He looks around.
Only one mountain. That wouldn't affect it. Battery's fully charged.
He puts the phone down, checks the EPIRB.
Is that broken too?
Neither is broken. The phone should be working, and this seems to be. It's just a transmitter, though. The only way we'll know if anyone is receiving is when they get here.
If they get here.
Well, aren't you a bucket of sunshine? Listen, we're obviously going to be residents for a little while at least, so
Lovey and I will scout out down this way.
take Gilligan with you.
That's all right, Skipper. I'm a black belt.
And I run really fast.
Okay. Stay on the beach, out of the jungle, just to be safe.
The professor points the other way up the beach.
I can't scout out that way.
All right. Gilligan, you and... I'm sorry, what's your...
It's Marianne.
Thank you. Would you go with Gilligan and the professor?
Sure.
The skipper looks at the bodies lying at the waterline.
Ginger, let's see what we can do about giving these people a decent burial.
Down the beach.
This isn't what I had in mind when you said we'd retire to an island paradise.
Oh, I don't know. It's quiet, pretty. Sure as hell doesn't have any police or IRS agents to worry about.
What happens when we run out of food?
We live on fruit and...
A moan stops him short. Ahead, at the water's edge, a body. A live one. Howell and Lovey come up to him slowly. It's one of the crew from the minnow. He's badly injured and covered in blood. His name tag says Schwartz. Schwartz looks up to Howell.
Please, help me.
Howell picks up a rock and bashes Schwartz's head in.
I don't share well.
Exterior beach, day. The skipper and Ginger place 3 crosses over freshly dug graves near the tree line. They stand there, heads bowed.
Heavenly Father, we commend these souls to you and I beg your forgiveness. As captain, I should have gone down with the ship. Amen.
Amen.
Ginger puts his arm around the skipper's shoulders. Gilligan, Marianne, and the professor come running back.
Skipper, you've got to see this.
Exterior jungle, day. The castaways trudge through the jungle with Gilligan, the skipper and Marianne in the lead. Howell walks next to Ginger with Lovey and the professor behind them. Ginger almost trips on his dress.
Damn!
He reaches down, tears off the bottom half of his dress, and then rips off the sleeves.
This wasn't original.
Howell sees a marine anchor, globe and eagle tattoo on Ginger's arm.
Where'd you serve?
Afghanistan.
The professor perks up his ears at this. Howell rolls up his shirt sleeves, showing the same tattoo, only older and faded.
You.
Nam, right out of high school.
Hoorah.
Semper Fi.
There it is.
They both look up to see a large conical structure made out of rough-hewn stones. Through an open doorway, the castaways see a crudely carved statue, illuminated by sunlight streaming in through a series of holes in the stone walls.
Looks like some sort of native shrine.
What kind of natives live on these islands?
Years ago, headhunters.
What about now?
That looks pretty old. This island's probably uninhabited.
Probably.
Interior shrine, day. The castaways enter. Set into the walls of the shrine are hundreds of jewels. The base of the statue seems to be made of solid gold. Marianne slowly steps forward, reaches out to touch the gold. Suddenly, a gout of flame shoots up from the base of the statue.
Look out!
He grabs her, pushes her to one side. The professor catches her. Gilligan falls into the statue, knocking it to the ground, crushing it beneath him. His shirt catches fire. The skipper dashes forward, rips off Gilligan's shirt and stamps it out on the ground.
Little buddy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Is Marianne?
Look,
They follow Lovey's shaking finger and see a ghostly image of the statue hovering several feet above the ground. The statue reaches out an arm, points at the castaways, and starts speaking in a strange dialect.
What's it saying?
It's ancient Hawaiian.
Great.
I speak ancient Hawaiian.
Great.
What's it saying?
Marianne listens. Her face grows dark. The image of the statue stops speaking and just floats there, pointing at the castaways.
You want the long or the short version?
Short.
Marianne looks at the skipper.
Short.
We're all gonna die.
What the?
What are you
joking.
Stop kidding around.
Everybody shut up. Marianne, try a slightly longer version.
It says, whoever desecrates this resting place shall pay with their lives.
A beat.
how?
That's a little vague.
How vague?
It says, at the hands of those who are gone, but haven't left.
What the hell does that mean?
I told you it was a little vague.
The professor looks at Gilligan.
Those burns need treating.
I'm okay.
Little buddy.
Just as a precaution, I saw some aloe leaves outside, and there's a little stream. Come on.
He leads Gilligan out. The rest follow, leaving Howell and the skipper looking at the statue. Howell steps over to the wall and examines one of the jewels.
Know anything about precious gems?
A little. If these emeralds are real, each one is worth a small fortune.
He reaches up. The skipper grabs his wrist.
Maybe you'd better not.
I don't believe in curses.
I do.
Howell tries to pull free, but the skipper has forearms like most men's thighs.
Wait till I leave. Maybe it
He jerks his head towards the image of the statue.
will only want to fry you.
He lets go of Howell's arm and quickly ducks out of the shrine. Howell looks at the statue as slowly fades away. He reaches up to one of the emeralds, hesitates. Exterior beach, day. Gilligan is sitting on the sand. The professor is putting some wet leaves on his back and arm while Mary Ann watches.
Just let those sit for a bit. You probably won't even have any scars.
You sound disappointed.
Dueling scars used to be a mark of distinction and bravery.
I wasn't in any duel.
Mary Ann puts her hand on his shoulder as the skipper comes up.
No, but you were very brave.
I'll leave you alone for a moment. Find you in the arms of another woman.
He gives Mary Ann a wink.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No harm done, sweetheart. It's just that he's a sucker for a pretty face. I mean, look at me.
The sun is going down. Howell comes up.
Well, unless the rescue boats come soon, it looks like we'll be spending the night.
We can drag the raft up past the high water mark and let the ladies sleep in there. We'll make a lean-to that'll protect us gents from any rains. Before that, though, I think it's time for dinner.
I'm on it, Skipper.
Don't move, let the aloe do its work.
But
Hey, listen to the professor.
Yes, I can get the provisions from the raft. I'll build us a fire.
Great. The rest of us can get some water from that stream. There are purification tablets in the raft.
They all move off to their respective duties. Exterior beach, day. The sun is just about to set. The castaways sit around the remains of a fire, finishing their meal.
Not 4-star, but not bad considering the circumstances.
Oh, Thurston, doesn't this remind you of that resort in Bora Bora?
The view, yes, but they had a better floor show.
Well, we're kind of short on dancers and comedy acts, but we do have one damn fine singer.
They all look at Ginger.
Oh, yes, you sang so beautifully on the boat.
They all ad-lib encouragements.
Okay, pardon my wardrobe.
you look lovely.
Ginger smiles at him, then stands up, brushes some sand off his legs, and starts to sing. Song to be chosen, but it would be awesome if it was There's Got to Be a Morning After. The castaways sit quietly and listen to Ginger sing. Interior shrine, day. Ginger's voice can be heard very faintly coming from the beach. The last rays of the sun shine through the holes in the walls. One of the emeralds is missing. Exterior beach, night. Ginger finishes singing to a generous applause.
Thank you. Please don't forget to tip your waitress. Tip her. Hey, knock her over.
Exterior beach, night. A full moon is rising. The life raft has been pulled up halfway between the water and the tree line. Lovey and Mary Ann are inside. Interior life raft, night. Mary Ann and Lovey sit in a covered life raft.
I mean, he's kind of old for you.
Oh, Thurston's young at heart.
He's rich too, isn't he?
Very, but that isn't why I married him.
She gives her a sly look. They start giggling. Exterior beach, night. The men are asleep under a lean-to made of bamboo poles, palm fronds, and woven grass. Down the beach, at the burial site, the ground starts to move. A hand pushes its way up from it below. End of Act 2. Act 3. Exterior beach, night. A full moon rises into the night sky. Mary Ann and Lovey Howell are fast asleep in the life raft. At the lean-to, the skipper and Gilligan lie next to each other. Ginger, in boxers, sleeps on a pillow made out of the remains of his evening gown. One of the flare guns is at his side. Howell, asleep, is being pestered by a buzzing fly. The professor at the edge of the lean-to tosses and turns. The rest of the beach is quiet. Palm trees rustle in a light breeze. The shrine rests in the shadows. As the moon reaches its zenith, a shaft of moonlight caresses the shrine. Interior shrine, night. Moonbeams shine through the holes in the sides of the shrine. The silver blue light glints off the golden base where the statue stood. The ghostly apparition of the statue appears and hovers in the middle of the shrine. It floats over and looks out at the space in the wall. It sees an emerald is missing. After a moment, the apparition floats out through the doorway. Exterior beach, night. The ghost of the statue floats down the beach towards the castaways. It stops and hovers between the lean-to and the life raft. A line of shadowy figures stands at the edge of the water. The night is deathly silent. The statue speaks a single word.
Oh.
The professor continues to toss and turn.
I may not have known your real name, but I never forget a voice, or a face, or what you did.
The professor curls up in a ball.
Having bad dreams?
Go away.
No.
professor opens his eyes to see a pair of sand-colored boots inches from his face.
What the?
He scrambles away, hitting Mr. Howell.
Damn this fly. Hey, found your old piece of scent.
He and the professor stare at Jake Hale, fresh from the grave and not looking so good.
Hey, can a girl get some shut-eye around here? Holy.
Jake starts moving towards the professor, who jumps to his feet and starts backing away.
What's going
He
on?
sees Jake.
What the? Well, we buried him.
I'd say you didn't do a very good job.
Gilligan, facing the other way, opens his eyes and sees a dozen zombies shambling towards them. Gilligan recognizes them.
Oh no!
They're the passengers and crew of the Minnow, crew name tags Louise, Wells, Denver.
Skipper!
Not now, Gilligan.
Skipper!
You what?
Jake lunges for the professor. Ginger grabs the flare gun and fires it into Jake's chest. Woof! Jake bursts into flames.
Ginger, what the?
He's already dead, right? No harm, no foul.
Screams. They all spin around to see two zombies attacking a life raft.
Lovey!
He rips the flare gun out of Ginger's hand and charges. He stops, takes aim, and pulls the trigger. Nothing. Ginger races up.
Give me that.
Ginger grabs a gun, quickly reloads, aims, and fires. One of the zombies catches fire, starts stumbling towards the surf and hits the water with a hiss. The skipper runs up with the other flare gun, fires directly into the other zombie's face. His head bursts into flame. The skipper sees his name tag, Johnson.
Sorry, Russ.
The skipper kicks the flaming zombie in the chest, knocking him to the sand. He calls over to Ginger.
Only 3 shots left.
Ginger looks up to see the rest of the zombies coming towards them.
I don't like that man.
Howell has gotten Lovey and Marianne out of the raft.
Mr. Howell, behind you!
Howell spins around. A zombie tries to grab him. He dodges and throws a damn good roundhouse kick, tearing the zombie's head off. Gilligan's amazed.
Told you I was a black belt.
There!
He points and Gilligan barely dives out of the way of another zombie. Howell rips one of the bamboo poles from the lean-to, throws it to Gilligan, who catches it and swings in one motion. The pole embeds itself in the zombie's head. Out of nowhere, Marianne tackles the zombie as Gilligan pulls on the pole. Off goes the head.
Thanks!
Marianne smiles at him. Ginger fires his last flare into a zombie, then gets grabbed from behind. He reaches over his shoulder for the zombie, flips him over to slam him into the ground, calmly snaps his neck, then rips his head off and casually tosses it away. He looks at the professor.
Just to be sure.
Nicely done.
Once a Marine.
They're still coming.
Ginger!
He tosses Ginger a flare. The Marine catches it and reloads. The castaways are surrounded. A dozen zombies are closing in. The skipper and Ginger hold their flare guns. Gilligan, Marianne, Mr. Howell, and Lovey each grip bamboo poles. The professor stands behind them all, smiling. End of Act 3. Act 4. Exterior, the beach, night. The zombies close in. The sun peeks over the horizon. The zombies stop, turn, and start shambling back towards the water. Mr. Howell starts to go after them, but Lovey holds him back. Exterior, beach, day. The sun has risen. The castaways sit on the beach.
We killed 7 of them by my count. How many people were on the Minnow?
Not counting ourselves, it'd be 68.
That leaves 61, and we're down 2 flares.
Marianne's eyes start to go wide. She stares out at nothing.
It's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like this every night. Zombies. They're gonna keep coming and coming and we'll never get any sleep. And we'll be fighting for our lives every single fight.
Ginger steps up and slaps her across the face so hard he knocks her unconscious.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
I could have done that.
Ginger smiles at him.
You're not the type.
She's right, you know. That curse was quite explicit. Until every one of us is dead, until we've paid for what we've done.
What we've done? I didn't destroy a sacred shrine. That little idiot did. Why do we have to pay for what he...
The skipper looms over him.
Mouth off about my little buddy one more time, and I'll show you how hard a bitchy queen can swat.
You wish it was me that hit you.
Skip, it's okay. Maybe he's right.
Do not start with some sacrifice for the good of all thing.
It wouldn't matter.
They all look over at Marianne, sitting on the ground, massaging her face.
We're all guilty. We all have to die.
Ginger kneels down in front of her. She flinches, but Ginger smiles at her.
I didn't make it through Afghanistan to buy it on some deserted island because of an ancient statue. We're getting off this rock, and no curse or zombie is gonna stop us.
He holds out his hand. Marianne hesitates, then takes it, and Ginger helps her to her feet.
Sorry I hit you so hard.
No, it's okay. I needed that. I fly off the handle sometimes.
So what do we do now? When night falls, we have to go through all that again?
Well, then we'd better get prepared. We've got provisions. We need better shelter. Gilligan, you and the Howell start gathering wood, bamboo, and vines.
Aye, aye, sir.
Ginger, you and the professor put your heads together about weapons.
Now you're talking.
Marianne, you're with me. Let's see if there's anything in the shrine that can help us.
Okay.
Let's get to it, people. We're burning daylight.
They all head off to their jobs. The Howells let Gilligan get ahead of them.
You're not going to take orders from that man, are you?
Just until he outlives his usefulness.
And Pilot.